When it comes to truly being able to profit from and live off of your passive income, the best option would be living off from your dividends. Yes, there may be other options available out there like investing in real estate properties, writing a book and selling the same year, or maybe even blogging. These things, however, well, they take a lot of work. When it comes to dividends, you just invest and then wait. If you are thinking of renting out a property, there is still building maintenance that you would need to work out. Not to mention that you have to find renters, collect from them, and evict them if you encounter any problems. You would not want to have this scenario, right? When you write your own blog, you still have to wait for years before you get recognized and build an audience. With licensing your own music, you still have to create songs that people not only want to hear but actually want to pay money for. Investing in dividends would be a different thing because you automatically receive dividends directly into your brokerage or your bank account. It can be every single month or even quarterly. Believe me, it is the easiest way to earn without even lifting a finger, except maybe when you check your portfolio once in a while. These are the reasons why I feel that this is the absolute way of making passive income. When you have dividend income, it would allow you to switch from a job you hate to your true passion. It would also mean that you could work part-time and have more quality time with your family and enjoy doing the things you like. There is a roadblock, however, in investing, that is, how much money would you need in order to invest? Video tutorials and other materials show that you need at least $1 million so that you can retire early. According to this article on Business Insider, if you want to retire by the age of 35 and earn $65,000 a year, you need a minimum of $3.3 million to save up in your stock portfolio. If you wish to retire at the age of 45, you need to have $2.8 million saved up by the time you're 45. If you want to retire at the age of 65 and live off stocks until you're 90, then you'll have $1.6 million. If you want to earn $50,000 a year, you would need $1.33 million. If it's $40,000 a year, you will need $1 million. Let's face facts. If you are 40 years old now and you have $1 million invested, and it will be earning $40,000 a year, how far will this get you when you will live up to the ripe age of 85 years old? Don't be discouraged after you read all the articles and watch all those videos. You can also have a good retirement like the rich. I have some tips that will allow you to live off the dividends without needing to invest $1 million until you are 65. In this video, we are going to discuss certain types of investments and figure out how much money we need to have in order to live off of dividends. As an illustration, let's say you need $4,000 a month, which may or may not actually be quite a lot depending on your need. Just commit to a frugal lifestyle, you can get by with this amount. Let's take a look at some really popular dividend growth investments used by videos and articles to analyze what you can use to retire off of dividends. One of the most popular dividend stocks out there is Johnson & Johnson. According to Alpha, Johnson & Johnson trades for $172.93 per share and yields 2.45. It pays a quarterly dividend of $1.06 per share if we want to earn $4,000 a month or $12,000 a quarter. We take the $12,000 and divide this amount by $1.06, which then gives us $11,320. This will be the number of shares we need to own from J&J in order to earn $4,000 a month. If we buy 11,320 shares at $172.93 per share, we would need to spend $1,950,567.60 in order to live off of dividends today. Almost no one knows about this. I would assume that if people knew about this, they would make so much money in a lifetime. I know what you're all thinking. If you allow the dividend growth strategy of consistently investing, eventually you will be able to live off your investment of J&J, and the truth is you won't have to invest literally $1.95 million. You just need to keep investing a good amount every single month. Wait 20 or 30 plus years for it to appreciate and to live off of. While that's totally fine, there's a couple downsides in this way of investing. First off, and probably the worst part, is waiting. Assuming that a stock will be able to increase its dividend every year for decades because Johnson & Johnson only yields 2.45%, you'll have to wait a really long time in order to have enough shares to live off of dividends during that time. I've seen a lot of people simply give up because they lose the motivation because it is a very long process. It usually takes the majority of your working life to achieve. Don't get me wrong, this method of investing is not bad at all, and you can even start young and have more potential for earnings as the years will pass by. In terms of being able to retire early and just live off of dividends, this would be a good way given the investment and time that it would require. So if it would yield years before you can save so much money in Johnson & Johnson type of stocks, the next recourse would be to invest in high-yielding type of investments. Now let's consider another type of popular stock, which is Realty Income. Ticker symbol OR is a company which is involved in a real estate investment trust, a business that owns income-producing real estate and is required by law to pass 90% of their earnings back to shareholders in the form of dividends. The yield is currently 3.95%, which is better than most consumer staples such as Coca-Cola or Procter & Gamble. What more is that it pays monthly dividend instead of a quarterly dividend. As of right now, Realty Income pays 23.55 cents per share per month, which will help in our calculation. If you visit their website, Realty Income, their dividends have increased for 95 consecutive quarters. That is why Realty Income is considered one of the safest routes out there. In order to earn $4,000 every month, we will take $4,000 and divide it by 0.2355, which is the current monthly dividend. So applying this equation, we can see that we need to own 16,985 shares of Realty Income in order to make $4,000 from the investment. If we multiply this with 71.55 cents, that would give us 1,250,276.75. This is obviously still a hefty amount, but not quite like Johnson & Johnson's 1.95 million. However, this is still unattainable for most people. With monthly dividends from different investments, this is still a lot of money, especially if you compound the investment faster. Now let's look at a different kind of stock by pursuing a company that's offering a really high dividend yield like Altria. It is a company that produces and sells cigarettes, tobacco, vape products, as well as alcohol. Presently, it offers a great dividend yield of 7.27% and it pays quarterly. It pays 90 cents per share so that it will make $4,000 a month or $12,000 per quarter if you own 13,334 shares of Altria at its current share price of $49.53. You would need to spend a total of $660,433.02 to make $4,000 a month from it, which is significantly more reachable for people. Just stay committed and keep investing in this stock and reinvest these dividends so that you can achieve at least $4,000 a month in a passive income if you start early enough. However, we need to ask a very obvious question. Is it good to spend so much money and just invest only in one stock? I would never recommend investing $500,000 into just one company alone. It is a must for us to diversify our investment portfolios to ensure that we will earn and one dividend type will not slash off our earnings in the case that Altria will encounter problems in their dividends at any time in the future. then you will be in trouble. It makes real sense to invest in several different companies, but are there companies with high yield earnings like Altria's? Well, some business development companies and master limited partnerships offer high yields, but these kind of investments are riskier than investing stocks. Want to live off dividends sooner? Earn excellent dividend yield and increase your distributions and monthly dividends. Then invest in covered call ETFs. This is a new type of investment which are growing significantly in popularity. If you're not familiar with options, it can be a little difficult to understand, but they use a covered call investment strategy where the fund buys a basket of stocks and then also sells call options that correspond to the basket of stocks. These options are then sold every month and the option premiums are passed on to investors in the form of dividends. These will produce really high dividend yields. The most popular covered call ETF out there is QYLD, which currently boasts an 11.80 dividend yield. There are two covered call ETFs. The really popular one is JEPI, which uses covered calls as well as holds equity-linked notes for stability. And we also have NUSI, which also uses covered calls and protective puts, which means that it helps stop the fund from decreasing when the market is bad. However, they offer lower dividends than QYLD, but they have a much better long-term price appreciation. QYLD in terms of its share price has performed the lowest out of the three but offers a higher dividend yield. This graph shows the trend of these investment 5 years ago with a $10,000 investment. As you can see, it has performed better than Johnson & Johnson dividends. With this investment, let's figure out how much money we'll need to invest in order to make $4,000 a year. For a dividend, which was 18.65 cents, we'll get 21,447 shares. If we multiply that by $28.73, we get 616,070.31 cents, and definitely this is higher than what we will get from Altria. Remember, this isn't a diversified ETF and not in just one company. For QYLD, 4,000 divided by 79 cents, we get 21,287 shares. If we multiply this by its current share price, which is 23.03, that in order to live off of 4,000 a month in dividends, we would need 490,239.61. Remember that you really don't have to invest this full amount if you reinvest these dividends every month. You will have the snowball effect in place. You don't have to invest a lot less than this depending on the time of waiting. If $2,000 a month would be enough for your living expenses because you have Social Security or a retirement account or maybe some other form of passive income going on, you would only need $245,119.81. This is more feasible than investing in Johnson & Johnson stocks. So investing in stocks is more doable and yields higher than writing a best-selling book or making a ton of money from selling stock photos or jewelry. If you invest and it will earn well, you can pay for a lot of things in your life. I hope this video showed you that it is in fact possible to live off of dividends a lot earlier in your life. These covered call ETFs have been a real game changer for people who want high dividends every single month. For more information, you can check out the subreddit QYLD Gang, which is a community of thousands of investors who are putting their money into these ETFs for earlier financial freedom. They are slightly riskier, results in higher taxes, but the benefits will compensate well. Just keep your portfolio diversified and build your financial nest while you are still young and can take risks financially. You'll be on your way to financial freedom. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up today's video. For more video contents like this, please do like and share this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching.